Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? I am here with you today. I am Love Coach Dash, and I'm here with you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, oh wait, hold up, my Instagram didn't work, right? Oh, I was recording a reel for some reason. I don't know why that worked, but okay. All right, let's go back live. There we go. Live. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. I had a little technical difficulties there. How are you all doing today? I am Love Coach Dasha, and I'm here to have you come with me down the healing path after infidelity today. You have been cheated on by the person that you really are the closest to, the person that you want the most in your life. And you're trying to figure out exactly how to work this out, how to stay in the relationship and not actually walk away from it, even though, sometimes you really want to. Sometimes other people's opinions kind of get in your head and make you want to, but deep down, you really just love the person that you love and you want to be with them. So I am here to help you with that today. Make sure if you are watching me in the Love After Cheating group, make sure you go to streamyard.com/Facebook and allow them to see your name so I can see it on my screen in my streaming software so I can call you by name. I hate just be like Facebook user. That's not helping. If you are watching me on Instagram or on YouTube, hello, how are you doing? Glad that you are here with me. But definitely, if you are a woman who is going through this type of trauma, this type of pain, come on over to my Love After Cheating group. It's a good group of girls over there. It's 3.3 thousand members right now of all women who have been through the exact same thing you are and are making the same choice that you are. They are trying to be with their honey even after infidelity. So you can't be wrong if that many other women are doing the exact same thing, right? All right. Let me make sure I can see everything here. Where is? I don't see the stream on Facebook. Make sure that that's there. Hopefully you're catching up with me. All right. There we go. I can see now. What is this? Oh, it's acting up. Hey Lou, how you doing? Let me know. Oh, shucks. The stream just sucks right now. I don't even know what to do about that. Give me just a second, y'all. Hold on one second. I don't know why it's messing up like that. Okay. Does that look right on Facebook? Lou, let me know. It was glitching just terribly a second ago, but I think it's right now. Let me refresh everything. I don't know what was happening to the video there. Apparently you could still hear me. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Glad to hear you're doing well over there, Lou. You came for the answer to your question. That was a good question. We're gonna definitely get to that. But of course, my husband is crashing things in the kitchen. But of course, we've got to start with what we normally start with. It's still, it's still acting. Maybe a cable. No, I'm on the Wi-Fi. Probably in the group. All right. I think it's doing the right thing now. I think it's all right now. I don't know. Hopefully it'll stay straight. Either way, I'm gonna keep on going. All right. Make sure I refresh that so I can see. All right. I'm gonna keep on going. because we've got stuff to get to. Okay. All right. Looks like it's clear for the moment. So let me know if it starts acting crazy again. All right. Okay. So welcome, believers. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're here with me. We're going to start like we always do. Do some simple things that you have control over to help you with this trauma. You have been through a trauma. You have to actually start addressing the trauma. The problem is your brain is going into autopilot when traumatic things happen to you. So you have to get back in control of the controls and be able to steer the plane yourself. There are some things that you can do that will start to get you back into that control. And the first thing that you can do is do your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? If you have not been doing your deep breathing, you are doing yourself a disservice. It is something very simple, very easy that you can do right this minute and actually start to feel a little bit better, okay? So I want you to start doing this, honestly, and we all need some deep breathing with all the awfulness and the tragedy that has been going on in the news for the last couple of weeks now with the shootings and everything. You need to take some deep breaths, even outside of this particular trauma with the infidelity, okay? There is plenty of other trauma in the world that you're going to have to be working through as you are living your life day to day. So I want you to start doing your deep breathing 5 times a day. You need to be doing it on a regular basis so that you can bring your anxiety level down to a manageable level where you can handle it on a day-to-day basis. And so then when it does happen to spike, when there are negative things that happen and it spikes up on you and you get triggered, you are not going to be at a 10 automatically and freaking the hell out. We want to get it down to maybe about a 4 on general purpose. So then even when it spikes, it's not all the way up to a 10. It could be maybe a 7, and it won't be so bad and it won't be so difficult for you to get it back down. So deep breathing technique we use is 4-7-8 breathing. What we do is we take a big deep breath, blow out, make the noise, deflate your lungs, try and get some space in there. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold that breath for a count of 7. And then we're going to blow out like we're blowing out birthday candles for a count of 8. A little difficult if you've never done it before. A little difficult if you haven't been doing it. But I guarantee you, try it with me about 3 times. You're going to get it. All right. We're only going to do it 3 times just for the sake of time. But during your day, I want you to be doing this 5 times a day. All right. Promise? All right. All right. So we're going to do this together. We're going to blow out. Inhale through your nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ooh, sorry. Beautiful work there. My makeup got into my face. Good work there. Tell me how you feel. How do you feel when you do your deep breathing? Are you feeling a little bit more calm, more centered? Get tired? You can get tired when you do your deep breathing. It'll make you a little sleepy. It'll make you feel like, oh, I could take a nap now. Problem after problem today. All right, there we go. All right, how do you feel about that? How do you feel when you're doing your deep breathing? I hope that it centers you a little bit. It is one thing that you have complete control over that actually does affect your body's response to trauma. So if you are doing it on a regular basis, you're going to be doing something about the trauma. You're going to be helping yourself. All right. So the next thing, make sure you let me know if you're here with me, if you're here on the replay, let me know, give me questions, and let me know if there's something that you want to talk about tonight, and we will definitely talk about it, all right? So the next thing is doing your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? Have you been sitting down and giving yourself 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening of just time to sort your thoughts, put them down on paper, pay attention to them, act like they're important? I want you to be doing that. If you have not been doing that, you are not helping yourself start to get past this trauma. You need to be doing some habits that will help you release some of this stuff. And writing about it is an excellent way to do it. Putting it out there, getting your brain connected to your pen and putting it down on paper is going to show your brain that you feel like it's important enough. These thoughts are important. These feelings are important. I am writing them down so that I can remember what is going on here, and your brain will let them go. You know how your brain keeps repeating things to you over and over and over again during this trauma? You can stop that with the journaling. So journal. It doesn't matter what you use. We got the Lilo and Stitch there. I like this one. If I don't give this away, I'm going to start using this one. I just keep on trading journals. But whatever you write in, it does not matter as long as you are taking time to write in it daily. Take 5 minutes before you go to bed and when you first wake up in the morning. Sort your thoughts. Have that self-care time. You deserve some self-care, okay? And when you are dealing with a trauma, you also need that self-care to be able to get through this, to get to a clearer place in your head. So I want you to be doing that. I want you to be working on that, all right? All right. Third thing that you can do that will make you feel a little bit more in control and also will stop your brain from doing all of those negative, terrible thoughts that they have been doing. I recommend a practice of gratitude, of being thankful for the things that you do have instead of focusing all of the negative and the things that you do not have at the moment. So I do Thirsty Thursday. That's why I always want to have good news going on in the group so we can see that life does indeed go on beyond this trauma. You can definitely have a good life, good things happening for you, even though you're still healing from this. Don't let the healing stop you from having those good times, all right? So Lou is here, and Lou says she celebrated her anniversary this weekend, even though she's afraid at the beginning of flipping but about anything. But we both had a great time and reconnected. I was able to see that little actions that show he cares about me and makes me feel loved again. See, isn't it good stuff? I am always about a celebration. Whatever you can celebrate, celebrate. I know that you're feeling some kind of way. I know that there are troubled times. I get that. I do. But the thing is, if you never choose to celebrate anyway, you won't have that as a reason to go on, to look forward to things. You'll always be thinking about the negative instead of the things that you could be celebrating, and then throwing those opportunities away. You don't want to throw away chances to celebrate. If at all possible, if you got a reason to celebrate, go for it. All right. Put the baggage down for just a little while and celebrate with your honey and be happy and be grateful for that time together. Anniversaries, especially after infidelity, you need to remember that this was all in your vows. If you are married and this has happened to you, this was all in the vows. This is stuff that you said, okay, yeah, we're going to go through some tough times together, but I'm vowing that you're the person that I want to go through the hard times with. You're the person that we're going to get through those things, and we're going to get through them together, and nothing is going to stop us. That is what you're celebrating. You're not celebrating the fact that bad things happen. The vows told you they would happen. You knew that going in. But the anniversary is a celebration of being able to move forward, being able to have that good, happy, strong relationship where you can survive the bad stuff. All right. So celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Every time you get the opportunity, celebrate something with your honey. All right. Good. I'm so glad to hear that, Lou. I'm glad that you had a good time for your anniversary. All right, Angela. Angela said, we have started reading the book, How to Help Your Spouse Heal from Your Affair. Oh, he is reading with you. That's nice. It takes a lot to get my husband to read a book, okay? And he likes to read. I don't understand. They're like, okay, this is a good book. You should read it. He's not going to listen. They never listen about a good book. But I am glad that he's listening to you. And you said he's taking it seriously and pointing out things that apply to you. Excellent. Angela, I'm so glad to hear that. It's nice when he's on the same page as you. He's trying to get some healing under his belt too. He's trying to figure out exactly what to do. Because just like you don't know exactly what to do, he doesn't know exactly what to do either. So if he can have a little bit of guidance and actually is listening to it, that is awesome. I am so happy for you. Yay! So I'm going to make sure that I come back later on and give some love under those posts. Thank you so much for letting me know, ladies, about your Thirsty Thursday news. I love to hear good news. I want you to remember that, like day to day. I want you to take some of that time. If you were doing 5 minutes of journaling at the very beginning of your 5 minutes of journaling, and besides putting your date, your time, your level of anxiety, 0 to 10, 0 is no anxiety at all. 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes out, run screaming down the street naked. Even if you are at a 10, even if you are up there and you cannot bring yourself down, I bet you anything, you can think of at least one thing that you are appreciative of, that one thing that you are thankful for that is in your life, even if it's just your journal to be able to write in at the moment, even if it's just your brain being able to comprehend all this pain, even then you can find one thing to be appreciative of. So make that part of your journaling, thankful for X, Y, and Z, and make sure that you put it up there. Today, I am thankful for my honey. Looking at the news about the shootings that happened in Texas, the teacher who shielded children with her body, her husband died of a heart attack. It's called Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, dying of a broken heart. Like, it is too much stress on your heart muscle to lose that person that you love that much. And some people just do not survive it. And so today I'm grateful. Today I'm grateful that we are healthy and whole and we are together and nothing like that has happened to us. And, in the grand scheme of things, okay, cheating, yes, it's horrible personally on a personal level, but there are things that are way, way worse happening out in the world. And it's like, if you keep that perspective of, yes, this is terrible personally for me, but hey, my life could be so much worse. And here are things that I am grateful for. Here are things that I am thankful are going on in my life from day to day. That's going to save you from a lot of depression. It's going to save you from sinking into the anxiety of this trauma by remembering that it could be so, so much worse. It could be. So, you still have your honey. You still have choices. You still have the ability to say, you know what, I'm going to put this baggage down and we are going to live a happy, loving life together in spite of things that have happened in our past, because we are not promised tomorrow. We are not promised anything on this planet. We only have right here and right now. We're going to appreciate it. So, I want you to be thinking about that. I want that to be on your mind as you're going through the healing process of trying to make sure that you are being grateful every single solitary day. Just because this bad thing has happened doesn't mean that the good things don't exist. And when you focus on those good things, they amplify, they magnify in your life. But when you are just focused on the negativity, that's all you see. It's a negativity bias. We are good for that. We will see the worst in every situation if it's possible. So I want you to be thinking about that, being grateful that you do still have your honey, even though this betrayal may feel like death to you. It actually is not, and you still have each other. You're still in each other's lives. All right. My husband lost one of his friends day before yesterday. 40 years they've known each other. 40 years. Lost his friend to cancer. You just never know. You just don't want to waste any time that you can possibly save being miserable. You need to not to waste it being in that miserable state. You need to be focused on trying to be happy and connected and loving as much as you can, but you don't know how much time you have. All right. Let's see. I got all deep, got all heavy. All right. I'm trying not to focus too much on that. It's stressful. It's traumatizing, I swear. Hey there, Yalea. How you doing, girl? Glad you're here. Hi. I was just talking about being grateful, even in the midst of problems in your marriage, even in the midst of even infidelity, even then, to appreciate your honey, appreciate being with the person that you love, because you may not be. It could happen. All right, let's see. What is the last thing? Last thing. Oh, giving you some questions. You all are, I know in the middle of this trauma, you want to ask lots of questions of your mate. You want to find out lots and lots of details. You feel like that's the thing that will help you to heal. And this is a trick of your brain. Your brain is lying to you when it tells you, oh, we have to find out all of the positions that they were having sex in, and we have to find out everywhere they went together and every word that was said. No matter how painful it is for you, that's the only way you can heal. Your brain is lying to you. Your brain is trying to get all of that information just so it can have some frame of reference so that it can tell you, hey, you're being stupid. Don't try and reconcile. Don't do this. I'm telling you, with this detail right here that hurts your brain, I don't think that you should do this. And it will try and make you back away from the person that you love out of fear. And I don't want that to happen to you. Leah, you say you're so grateful for your amazing husband. I know that's right. You and him and them babies. I know that's right. I love every second of it. I'm glad that you're happy. And that's what I want for everybody. That's what I want for all of my believers. I want you all happy. I want you to be in your relationships, in the present, and not worrying about things that have happened in the past. So this is a good way to change up your brain, asking questions about the past and work on things that are healing now. This is the Ann deck. This is the healing edition. Comes from theskindeep.com. There is the box. It's an excellent set of questions. It's a game that you can play with your honey. And it's all about healing. So it's not, purposely asking questions that are picking with one another. It is asking questions that are deep and thoughtful and make you think about things and talk to one another. So instead of asking those terrible questions about things that you really don't want to know that are not going to help you heal, ask some healing questions. All right. So I got a couple for you. Let me give you a couple of these. It says, when was the last time you misunderstood me and what have you learned from it? Ooh, imagine if he asked you that. Imagine if your honey asked you that. When was the last time you misunderstood me and what have you learned from it? What have you learned from the last time you misunderstood something? That's a very good one. I like that one. All right. This one says, how do you hope we'll grow together from this point on? It's kind of vague, but you got lots of places to go from there. How do you hope we'll grow together from this point on? That's a good question. That's talking about the future. That's talking about good stuff happening instead of worrying about the past, getting stuck there. All right. And then one more. Oh, that's filling your own question. All right. You do get those two in the box. It says, what is one thing you never want me to forget about myself? Oh, that's a good one. What is one thing you never want me to forget about myself? All right, so those are better questions. That is, again, something you can control, something that you can do something about, that will help you along the healing path, that you won't get stuck, that you won't feel so terrible hearing the answers to. These are positive questions that you can hear the answers to, okay? So I want you to be, think about that. Somebody in the group has gotten that. I think it's Allie. Has gotten the cards. She said they're great. It's a great deck. It's super fun for me. I like them, and I've got the long-term couple edition too. Great questions. Lots of fun to play with your honey. So do that. All right. Let's see. I'm only recommending things that I have tried myself. All right. So all types of good stuff. Allie, see, you popped right up when I mentioned you. Allie popped right up in here. All right, let's see. So I've got questions. Lou's got a good question here. Anybody else got questions? Make sure you post them. Post them in the comments. Post them on Instagram. Let me know if you have questions about healing. I got you, okay? But we'll start with Lou, you got it's a little complicated, but we're going to talk about it. All right. I'll read the whole question first and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Lou said, if attraction isn't in the picture for one side of the relationship, how do you get it back? And two, is there a need to let the other part know that the attraction has vanished? In my personal case, before this, I had been madly in love with my husband so much, people wonder what he did to deserve me. Now, after this event, I still do a lot of what I used to in hopes I'll bring back the feeling of attraction towards him with little to no avail. I don't see only him anymore. I find myself enjoying looking around at other people and sometimes thinking, what if? Sometimes something that has never happened to me before, and it concerns me about my loyalty towards this relationship. Okay. Oh, there's a few things to unpack there. All right. A few things to unpack there. We are going to work on this. All right. All right. Leah, you say to think it's important to remember that it's okay to need help. Yes, definitely. That's what we're here for. Well, we went through a really rough time. We ended up going to therapy, which is hard for me because I was very closed and against going. Oh, yeah. Therapy is a little difficult. You don't necessarily want to admit you're wrong. So it's hard to go to therapy and talk to somebody who's like, oh, no, hun, you're not right about that. That was hard for my premarital counseling. I was going to my pastor like, I'm right. And she was like, no, you're not. That's troublesome because you think you know everything and you don't know everything about being in a relationship. When you first are in a relationship, for years after being in a relationship, you still got things to learn. All right. I like that, Leah. Thank you. But Lou, all right, coming back to that. All right, let's see. There's a few things. Okay, if the attraction isn't in the picture for the one person, how do you get it back? All right, the first thing is a lot of that attraction has vanished because you've been focusing on the negative. You have been focusing on this person did something to hurt me. And that's where I'm focusing my attention. Before, you had the dopamine and serotonin flowing and you were feeling good about this person and you were thinking more of the positive stuff. So it was easier to get to the attraction. You weren't being blocked by any of the negative feelings at that point. Does that make sense? So that's the whole thing. It's just the fact that you have been introduced to, all of a sudden you have these negative feelings that you didn't have before, and it is blocking you from trying to feel that attraction. It is probably, I will even venture to, I guess, do you feel a little disconnected? Do you feel like you are separated? A lot of dissociation happens with trauma. You will kind of step back from your body, so you can't feel that attraction if you are stepping away from your body. That's why I recommend doing the deep breathing so much, is because it brings you back to the here and now. It brings you back inside your body, so that you can be here and feel physical sensations. When you dissociate, you step away from your body so that it's a protection mechanism. It's trying to make it so you don't feel so much. But the problem is, if you keep on doing that, then you can't feel the attraction too. And then that messes you with your head because you're like, it used to be here. What happened? It's probably because it's being blocked by those negative feelings and you have stepped back out of your conscious feeling of your body to be able to deal with the pain. All right. So getting it back is working on the trauma. That's the main thing about getting it back, is working on the trauma. Dealing with just, first of all, being here now in the present, bringing yourself back to this moment instead of being stuck in the past, worrying about what ifs and what happened with them and what was going on with them and what was going on in his head and why did he do this. Getting stuck there, again, is another way of dissociating. It separates you from the here and now. You're not in your body in the present if you're stuck in the past. So that's a big thing about doing it. And the second thing is to try and kickstart your hormones again. Get close. Give lots of good hugs. I told you 20 seconds, at least 20 seconds of hugging actually stimulates oxytocin production in your body. Now, oxytocin is not that attraction part. That's not that, ooh, I think he's so sexy. That is that I want to be close to you. I want to connect with you. I love you. I want to feel tenderly towards you. That's fine to start with. That is one of those things that we can automatically kickstart on with just a little bit of hugging and a little bit of kissing. So that's always my first recommendation. If you want to feel that attraction again, if you want to get back into your body, practice hugging for at least 20 seconds. Wrap your arms around one another and don't let go for about 25 seconds. You will start to feel that surge testosterone. I mean, that surge of oxytocin coming back into your bloodstream. You start to feel a little some kind of way about them. Kiss them for at least 10 seconds. 10 seconds of kissing gets your body and your hormones started. It starts to rev up a little bit. It starts to be like, oh yeah, I do kind of like this person. I like their lips on mine. I like them close to me. I do kind of like that. It will kickstart some of those hormones and bring you back to that feeling of this is a person that I'm attracted to. And it's all about what you do. It's all about practicing these things, practicing being close, practicing reaching out and touching. That's why I do Touchy Tuesday. I want every single day for you to be reaching out, trying to reconnect skin to skin. That skin to skin contact is going to bring those hormones back online and you're going to feel it again. All right. Now, part 2, is there a need to let the other person know? No, absolutely not. Would you want to know that? If he was like, oh, yeah, I love you and all, but I just don't feel very attracted to you. That is not something you want to hear. Do not tell him that. That is a horrible thing to say. And then you're going to have him all in his head and all insecure about it. And then both of you being in your heads at the same time, nobody's going to be connecting. So no, absolutely not. Do not tell him that. You don't need to share that bit of information with him. All right. You were madly in love and you did so much for him and people were wondering like what he did to deserve you. And the thing is that all came down to you. You just loved him. You just loved him deeply, madly, truly. But I think from what you're saying, you never had you didn't look, you didn't wander, nothing ever happened that you ever thought about or looked at anybody else in that way. And typically human beings, we can't really do that. We can do it for a short period of time, but after a while, the right person will walk by and that stimulates some of those hormones again. And you'll be like, okay, I see that. It will just catch your attention. So the fact that you spent so long and you didn't feel that at all means that you focused a whole lot of attention onto him, probably more than you actually should have been. You were so deeply and madly and truly in love that all of your focus was on him. And so when that happens, you keep giving and giving and giving that level of love and attention and all that, you kind of burn yourself out a little bit. Okay. So I don't think that it's wrong to think that other people are attractive. I do not think that. I know in this particular setting, that's probably going to be a problem for some people. I get it. But it is not wrong to, in your head, be attracted to somebody. It's not wrong for your eyes to be like, ooh, if you see somebody who thinks that you're attractive, that you think is attractive. It's not even a crime to think, okay, well, what if I did such and such with this person? That's not a crime. That is not a terrible thing. It means that you're awake. It means that you're alert. It means you're aware, okay? You are here in the present in your body. That is a good thing, especially after a trauma. What is happening is you are focused more on it now. And then your brain tells you every time that happens, oh, this is a sign that he's just not the right one for you. See how faithful and how much attention you gave him before. And now you can even look at somebody else. So that must mean that you don't really feel the way you think you feel. That's what your brain is doing to you. Okay. It's not real. Don't sit here and stress yourself out because I'm looking at somebody else and I feel something. That must mean that I'm not attracted to my mate anymore. Attraction kind of comes and goes. Attraction definitely is affected by stress and by trauma. It is affected by the things that are going on in your life. You do not feel attracted all the time forever to the same person. That is a lie we've been told. You do not feel like that. There are times when it's like, yeah, all right, I love you. I feel you, and we can still have sex and everything, but I'm just not like all over you. I'm not just, ooh, I gotta have you right this second. It's okay if you don't feel like that all the time. All right. Let's see. And your loyalty is all about what you do. And what you're doing is you are working on your relationship. You are being in love with the person that you are in love with. You are working on forgiving them. That is what you are doing. You don't have a whole bunch of room for all the, ooh, I want you so bad right now. That all of that attraction stuff, you don't have as much room for it in your brain because you're dealing with this trauma right now. When you are healing, as you go along and it's some of that weight is lifted off of your chest, you'll be like, oh, okay, I like him. I kind of dig him. But in the meantime, help yourself with the hormones, help yourself with being connected, touching, kissing, hugging, lots and lots of sex. Reconnect in that way and engage your hormones so that it can help you fight back against your brain on the trauma. All right. Does that make sense? You all let me know. Let me know if I'm talking crazy. If you're like, oh, I don't even know what you're talking about, Dasha. That makes no sense to me. Lou, I know you're here. Let me know that if that makes sense to you. Everybody that's here, let me know. You said alrighty, all right. See, it's you're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. Even, have a little light fantasy. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. The thing is, you get told by your brain in the trauma that it's so wrong because it would be so wrong if he was thinking about somebody else. But you can't help what your brain does. Some of the time you're gonna think some things. I still have the most major crush on Method Man. I've had it since I was 14 years old. It's not going away anytime soon. But my husband is not threatened by that because I'm not leaving him. I'm not trying to throw away our whole relationship over a little bit of fantasy in my head. It's a little bit of fantasy. It livens life up. That's all it is. Gives you a little bit of spark. That makes sense to you, okay? Hey, Christina. All right, you let me know, and let me know if you got any other questions about that. You're saying that makes sense to you. I'm with you. I know it's hard because it's like, well, I'm not attracted like that. But your brain is just messing with you about that. Oh, well, you can think about anybody else. So then that must mean that this is not the right person for you. That is not true. Your brain is trying to find other people it's interested in. Like, see, look, you could go get that dude right there and he would never cheat on you. And that's a lie too. That's a big old fat lie. Your brain keeps on telling you, oh, well, you could get with somebody and this could never happen again. But that's not true. Cheating is a very common thing. It is very, very common since the beginning of time. Since there were more than two people on the planet, there has been cheating. So you can't believe your brain when it's like, oh, well, if you get with that person, then that means that he will never cheat on you and you'll be happy forever and ever and you'll never be hurt. That is all lies and fairy tales. Do not listen to that. It is not real. It is your brain on trauma. All right. Glad that makes sense to you. Glad that can help you a little bit because it's weird, man. But definitely don't tell him. You wouldn't want to hear that, would you? I think you'd be a little offended if he was like, I'm not really feeling all that attracted to you. But that is a normal thing. Me and I have been together like 20 years. You're not like, oh, I gotta have it. Okay, that's a lot of time to be like so wrapped up in the physical and wrapped up in the attraction part of the. There are other parts of the relationship that have to develop as you are going along. That like physical part kind of takes a back seat for a little bit, and then you're like, okay, all right, we can come back to that after we worked on X, Y, and Z for a little bit longer. So don't stress yourself out about that. I see her attractive. Does that make me want to? Absolutely not. It's nice to say, oh, that's kind of cute right there. I would think, he could do such and such, but it doesn't really matter. It's just a thought. It passes by every time. All of the thoughts that you were having with this trauma, they're all just thoughts. All of the thoughts that you were having, period, are all just thoughts. Okay, they are not actually things until you do something about them. So if you just happen to have a stray thought about some cute guy passing by, okay, you had a stray thought. You have a brain that functions like other human brains do. Good. That is not a bad thing. That does not mean that. All right. Lee said, yeah, it makes sense. I kept wondering because as a therapist I heard say and said like, and I'm like, I wouldn't like to hear that. but does it really help to work on it? Yeah, it does. It helps if you just practice a little bit. If you've been in your head and all anxious and all stressed out, and then you go and try and be in your body and try and be physical with somebody else, it's very difficult because you've been stuck in your head. You are not present in your body. That's why I'm telling you, the deep breathing, I'm telling you, it is a beautiful thing because you have to be focused on this body. I am in this body. This body is inhaling, and my chest is expanding, and my breasts are rising, and my shoulders are going down and back, and my head is lifting, and my core muscles are engaging, and then I blow. And I'm able to relax this, and I am able to rest this frame and exhale all the extra carbon dioxide. You are in your body when you're doing that. So it helps a lot to be in your body if you want to be attracted to somebody. It helps to bring yourself back to that, to who you actually are, instead of just being stuck in your brain. Your brain is going to interfere. Your brain is going to tell you a whole bunch of stuff and sit there and keep lying to you until you're like, oh no, I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be near you. But you don't have to listen to those thoughts. They are not real things until you act on them. So it does help a lot. And you definitely wouldn't want to hear that. Other therapists said that you should tell him that you're not feeling attracted to him. Like, dude, no, that's terrible advice. Why would they tell you that? That's super mean to tell somebody, oh, well, yeah, I know we're working things out, but I'm not really attracted to you at all. Okay, so damn, well, what is the point then? That is super discouraging. If somebody is telling you, well, I'm not attracted to you anyway. We could try and work things out, but I'm not attracted to you right now anyhow. That'll make you feel like, oh, well, I guess you're not really interested. All right, fine. And you will back off. And we don't want to do that. We want to be close to each other. There are other ways that you're attracted to him, right? Like, tell me about it, because you all are doing some things together. You are working on life together. So there are other ways that you're attracted to him, right? It's not just the physical part. That's just one key component. There are other things that are going on that make you feel like, oh, I am close to this person. I really love this person. I really care about this person before all that. I am always fascinated by that show, Married at First Sight. I am always fascinated by that because I always feel like, you can develop an attraction to somebody. You get to know them, you spend some time with them, you stare into their eyes, you share intimate details about each other. You can fall in love with somebody. That's not actually even a very difficult thing to do. Psychologically, you can do it. I think it's like a quiz you can do. It's like 30 questions that you ask one another, and then you sit there and you look into each other's eyes for like 2 minutes, and then you're supposed to be in love. Okay, it creates this camaraderie, it creates this bond very quickly. And so it's not hard to do. So if you married somebody and you had never met them before, you could get completely attracted to them, even if you weren't to begin with. So I always liked that. I always thought that was fascinating because that's how they always used to do it. That's how marriage used to be before we started picking people for love. It used to be, okay, your marriage got arranged. You marry who your parents told you to marry, and you better hope you like them because you were going to spend the rest of your life with them, and you just got to work that out. And that was, that's stressful to think about now, but if that was always the way it was and you had to really just go ahead and go for it, if this was your honey and, even if you had never met him before, could you work this out with him? Could you fall in love with him? Could you be attracted to him off things other than, just physical? So think about it like that. So, right, I was like, no way telling him would work. No, honey, don't do that. That's awful. It's terrible advice. I wouldn't want to hear that. I'd be mad. I'd be super mad at you. I'd be mad. I wouldn't want to hear that from him. And I know for sure he wouldn't want to hear that from me. If you're trying to work things out with somebody, you want to give hope. You don't want to give discouragement and disparagement about the situation. You want to give lots of love and hope and belief and trust and love. You want to work on those things instead of, oh, well, no, I don't really feel it for you. All right. All right. Anybody got any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? We got about 10 more minutes left. I absolutely love talking to you. If you need me, if you are struggling, you would like to join me, get some personal one-on-one coaching, I absolutely will do that for you. Let me know that you were interested in that. I have several programs. Got a group coaching program we meet every week. Awesome group of ladies. They're a little bit further down the path. They're not in that first couple of stages. They're past the devastation phase and past that emotion regulation phase for the most part. They are into recreating the relationship, celebrating their accomplishments, and trying to get to the inspiration phase. So if you're a little bit further along and you feel like you could benefit from talking to other women who are a little bit further along, that is the group for you. Recovery and Reconciliation membership. My text support program is 1-to-1. You can text me. That's the way I have been doing this for so long, and it dawned on me like the end of this past year, I could just make that a program. I feel so dumb that I didn't think of it before, but people text me all the time and ask me questions, so that is the program. You can text me, you can ask me questions, you can get me to talk you down off the ledge, you can get anything you need in a text form with no problem, any old time of day or night. I do sleep for like 6 hours, but other than that, I'm up and I'm awake, and I will answer your questions and help you along the healing path a little bit, 1-to-1, and get uh ooh, you get daily affirmations, daily journal prompts from me. So you're hearing from me on a regular basis, and you can reach out to me whenever you feel like it. So that's 45 days, 60 days, and 90 days that you can do that. And then there is my final program I just created that I am just in love with at the moment, is my foundations coaching program. I'm there with you. It's all 1-to-1. We are meeting like twice a week. We are talking, we are working this out. We are helping you figure out how to get past the emotions, trying to get past the devastation, and I'm helping you day to day, just working with you. So I got lots of options. Okay, got lots of options for you. If you are interested in working with me, I'd love to have you. All right. All right, let's see. So, that's where I belong. What'd you say, Allie? Oh, that's where you belong. I got to talking about something else. Oh, in the Recovery and Reconciliation membership? Absolutely. Yes. You can absolutely come join that. I think you'd be good in that group. It is, every week. We meet every week. My husband was going through something yesterday, so we didn't actually meet yesterday because I just wanted to be there for him. We just sat around. When somebody's grieving, you know, try your very best to just be there. You don't have to do a whole lot. It's more about the presence. It's being of service. Trying to show love when you can. But honestly, I didn't try and do too much yesterday. I was just here. I'm focused on you. I am here. I am not doing any groups right now. I know you're grieving. Here, let me help you. Here, just let me be there with you. And a lot of that. A lot of the grief is helped by somebody just being there and experiencing the grief with you, just being there in the moment. So I usually do R&R yesterday on Wednesday, but I didn't get to do it yesterday. But most days, most weeks, we are here. We are together. We are doing the thing. Allie, let me know. Message me later on if you wanna join R&R. Absolutely. I want to have a very strong group of women in there. It's already a pretty strong group. I want to make sure that I got a good, strong core group of women in there. So anytime somebody comes in who's a little bit less advanced, they can kind of just enfold them into the group and help them out. Be like, hey, I've been through the exact same thing. We know what you're talking about. Come on, we got you. Because they are excellent at that. They're a wonderful group of women. Let's see. All right. So I'm fully for that, Allie. You know I want you. You know I love you. I love each and every one of you. I am so glad that you all join me for these little sessions. I love to be able to talk to you about healing, getting on the healing path after infidelity. I know it's painful. I know it is. I have been there. But I'm 14 years later, okay? There is a very, very strong possibility that you can have a happy, loving, trusting relationship all over again, better than it was before. This is better than when I first fell in love with him and believed so strongly in our love that I was willing to forgive him. It's even better than it was then. So yeah, you can have that. That is a good thing. You can have that in your life. You can have it even better than it was before. People always ask that question. Oh, well, can a relationship ever go back to the way it was before the cheating? That is not what the hell we want. That's not what you are going for. I know in the moment it's just fear speech, and that's what it is. But in the moment, you're like, oh, it can never go back to the way it was. That's not what our goal is anyhow. Your goal is for this to proceed, to go further, to go into extra innings. You want this to go deeper and longer and stronger than it was at the very beginning. And that's what you're working on. When you're coming through a problem together, you are building those bridges, you are building those connections, and you are making the relationship even better than it was in the very beginning. So it does not matter if it's not like it was to start with. Oh, we lost that. Yeah. But the thing about relationships is you can always build something new, something better, something even more glorious if you're willing. And you just got to be willing. And I know you're here, so you're willing. So you can do it. Okay. I will help you. Let me know. And I will definitely help you with that. All right. All right. So let's see. Anything else? Anything else that you want to talk about? Any other questions you got? Anything else happening? This is recorded live and it's on Instagram right now and it's on YouTube right now. So if you missed any part of this, you can always catch the replay. Somebody was saying, I think she was from Africa. She was saying that this is too late. She's not able to catch me because it's too late there when I go live here. And I totally get that. I used to go live at like 12 p.m. on Thursdays. But I switched it to 8 after, the pandemic, everything kind of slowed down and everybody was kind of going back to work. So I changed it back to 8 o'clock. But I don't know. Y'all let me know. Should I be doing something during the day? Maybe a little chit chat during the afternoon sometimes. Y'all let me know if you think you'd be interested in that. All right. Real quick, Emily, in the group, you said you saw your husband unlock his phone by clicking something on the side and the back and his phone instead of the PIN code. Does anyone know how to do that? He has a Samsung Galaxy. Emily, leave his phone alone. That is my advice about that. I know that there are 17 comments about it, and I know they're like, oh, it's a fingerprint scanner, it's some things going on. I am going to get to the basis of that, Emily. Leave his phone alone. You want to go in it. That's the only reason that you're worried about this. That's the only reason you're worried about how it unlocks is because you want to go in it. And that is not a very trustworthy thing for you to be doing. So don't do that. All right. So leave his phone alone. All right. If you find yourself sitting there worried about how his phone opens, yeah, chances are you're about to do something you shouldn't be doing. All right. I had several women in the group expressed about feeling like, a lot of women in the group were feeling a little bit discouraging and, saying things like, oh, well, one's a cheater, always a cheater, and he's never going to change, and the pain is never going to go away, and being a little dramatic. The fear speech was coming out. That's what it is. And I did post a video that is in the pinned featured section that's saying, look, we are doing better than that. All right. As a group, as women, we are supporting one another. You and your fellow believers are trying to stay after infidelity. It is a hard thing to do. Absolutely. I know that there are a lot of cliches. I know that there are a lot of things that you have been told that you have internalized and you're like, oh, well, it will never work out. And I know all of the fearful things that are going on in your head, but don't say them to your fellow believers. Okay. Let's give each other a little bit of support. Let's be kind and courteous, not discouraging and disparaging to one another, and give each other some good constructive advice on how to do this instead of, oh, well, this would never work. You have some respect for yourself. You need to just let it go. The group has grown tremendously in the last couple of weeks. Every day there is at least 20 or 30 people that are trying to get in. I absolutely understand that there's a lot of fear coming in, but I want you all to be in control of that. I want you all to be paying attention to what you're saying to another woman who is in pain just like you are. Watch that. Watch what you're saying. Be thoughtful about it. Be careful about what you're saying, okay? All right. That's about it for me. Y'all got anything else? Any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? He said, I got nasty habits like food and shelter. I got to work during the day. I know, right? I had to go back to work, because he wasn't going to school. So it was like, oh, okay, all right. So it kind of changed around. But now, everybody's back in school. Everybody's going back to work. So it's a little bit difficult for me to do stuff during the day. But hey, I will try and accommodate if you all need something during the day. If, because there are people on the complete other side of the world who, want to talk to me. Absolutely. I will try and accommodate that. You all let me know if there is something that I can do to maybe, answer questions for you during the day. Or, of course, you can always just message me. Always Love Coach Dasha on Instagram, Love Coach Dasha on Facebook, and Love Coach Dasha on YouTube. I'm even Love Coach Dasha on TikTok. I got to start doing more TikToks though. I got to start doing more reels and more TikToks. I got to start working on these videos. But I got ideas. I got things coming up. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? I know, Allie, those nasty habits of like living. Oh, I tell you, it's so hard. You got to do what you got to do, though. You got to actually get up and go to work. I told you by the end of this summer, I am trying to make this my full-time job. I am trying to stop nursing altogether. This week, I actually stopped going to the second patient that I was taking care of. I was in that car accident and my back is messed up. So I had to kind of let it go, but I wanted to anyway. But it just, worked out that I was like, okay, I can't keep doing this on my back. It's too much. I can't keep doing it. And, I left there this week. So I only got one more patient and then I will be doing this full time. So I want to fill up my practice with lots and lots of women to help and help you get over the pain of infidelity. He said, my TAMs are in Nepal and Mexico, so my day is long. Oh, yes. Boy, oh boy. Time zones, I tell you. All right, let's see. Let me give you an affirmation and then we'll be a going for the night. Let's see. Let's see. How about my trust is growing slowly but perfectly? How do we feel about that one? How do you feel about that for an affirmation for this week? I want you to carry that with you. My trust is growing slowly but perfectly. I know it feels like it's taken forever for the trust to come back, but just be focusing on, I do trust. I am giving trust. I am willing to give trust, and just keep focusing on that instead of those negative thoughts like you should never trust them again. Why would you even decide to trust them? All of that is that extraneous thought process that goes through your head, all of that fear. Don't pay attention to that. I am growing that trust every day. That trust is growing within me. It is stretching. It is becoming more. I am becoming more because of that trust. So that's a good one. I like that one. My trust is growing slowly but perfectly. All right. And that's about it. You like that one, Lou? I like that one too, right? Don't try and force it. Don't try and make it be something that it's not. But honestly, like I told you, you don't need 100% trust in somebody just because you love them. You don't need that. I know people will tell you that lie. You don't need that. That is not necessary. 80% is awesome. 70%, that's still a passing grade, okay? If you trust somebody like 70%, you're doing pretty good. You're not doing badly at all. You should not trust any other human being 100%. That is not wise. That is not a wise thing to do. The 100% of, oh, I can just give you any bit amount of trust of mine, and I know for sure that nothing bad is ever going to happen. That's how we ended up here, isn't it? Just getting all stressed out, feeling like this one person never, ever, ever hurt us like that. We got to stop expecting that. That is not realistic. We are people. We are flawed. And because we are flawed, we are not 100% trustworthy. However, we can be pretty damn trustworthy. So get to that point where you're like, he's pretty damn trustworthy. I can deal with him. And then move on from there. All right. All righty, y'all. That's it. That's all I got for you today. That is it. You all let me know, message me if you need my help, if you want to get in one of my programs. I absolutely want to have you. I love doing this. I love working with you. And I love to get people to the point where they are able to hold on to and regulate their own emotions and get back to the real love and get back to what you really want from your relationship. I love being able to guide you to that point. So just come talk to me. Allie, you're so welcome. I'm so glad that you were here. Thank you. Thank you all for being here with me today on the Healing Hour Live. We will be back again next week. What is that? That is June. Dang. June 2nd. I'll be here for the next couple of weeks. But you know what? The third week in June, second full week in June is when my birthday is. My birthday is on June 16th. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take off the week. That's what I'm going to do on June 16th. So it is, what is it? Like 3 weeks from now, the 13th through 17th, I'm just going to take off. So we're not going to have a Healing Hour Live that week, but we will for the next 2 weeks. So come join me, come talk to me, let me know what you need from me, and we will help get you down the healing path, all right? All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Glad that you were here. I appreciate you all. And let me know if you need anything from me. I am here for you. All right, y'all. Bye. Safe holiday weekend, all, said Allie. Oh, dang, it is a holiday weekend. I forgot all about that. Happy Memorial Day to you. You all be safe this holiday. Be safe out here because, people are wild out here. All right. All righty, y'all. I'll check you out next week. Bye.